Experiencer and author of the book UFO of God, Chris Bledsoe, has just released a video that his son Ryan Bledsoe is claiming is the best orb video he's ever seen in his life. So today we're going to take a look at that video and a little bit of controversy surrounding the video itself. So it all starts with this tweet right here. In all my life, this is the best orb footage I've ever seen. This needs to be spread far and wide for all to see the beauty of these beings. Taken by Chris Bledsoe, January 31st. Now remember that date because that will come into play later. Now, let's take a look at this video.
Gotta get my camera stabilized. Today's the 31st of January. Come on, stay with it. Where'd it go? There it is, it's coming.
All right, so you've seen the video. What do you think? Is that the best orb video you've ever seen in your life? Now, granted, what are these orbs? What are they, right? Apparently, Chris Bledsoe can summon these orbs, which many people have debated what they are exactly, right? They're non-human of some sort. Are they, some sort of AI thing? I don't know. Souls, There's all kinds of different angels, right? Different explanations for what these things could be. Now, oftentimes, Chris Bledsoe, again, claims to be able to summon them, right? Call them out, if you will, right? He's done demonstrations. I mean, this is a thing, right? So is this a possibility? Yeah. Now, the other side of the coin is other people have been speculating that potentially this could be the ISS, the International Space Station, right? And Mick West, who is who I've had on the channel a few times actually, has put out a debunk, if you will, of this being the International Space Station, and they traced it to whatever, through the satellites or whatever system they got, right? They traced it and they lined it up, and they're saying it's the International Space Station. Now, what the big debate here is the date. Right. In Chris Bledsoe in the video states it's January 31st. Right. So he's saying he's basically put it up January 30th, or he took the video January 31st at night, which wouldn't line up with the International Space Station because it was the very next day. Right. That it went by. So that's what the debate is. But the way the moon is lit up, they're saying that doesn't line up with what Chris Bledsoe's date was. It lines up more with Mick West, but we'll get to that in a moment. Let's just take a look at this sort of tweet that Mick West put out, sort of concerning this, it being the International Space Station. Here's a better look at the Bledsoe video. Stabilized so you can see it's moving in a straight line. Brightened so you can see the stars that it passes, and synced with NORAD ISS tracking data recreated in Stellarium. This proves the video is of the ISS at 7 p.m. on February 1st, 2025. All right, so let's take a closer look at this. On the right side of the screen, you have Chris Bledsoe's video. And on the left, you have the ISS tracking data simulation, right? And they basically sync up, meaning that is the, ISS, according to Mick West. Well, Mick West and a lot of other people, to be honest with you. And, it does look quite similar if you ask me. Now, let's get back to the date situation here. So basically, Chris Bledsoe is saying that he filmed it on January 31st in the evening, right? And Mick West is saying, no, this is from February 1st in the evening, right? So that's basically the gist because of how seamlessly they line up. And the moon, as you'll see later. the way the moon is in the video matches up with how the moon is on February 1st, not what the moon is on January 31st. So we'll get to that. But let's start off with this tweet right here. So basically, Chris Bledsoe responds, video is January 31st time, stamp 8:48 p.m. They have no idea what they're saying, right? So shots fired. Chris Bledsoe's like, nope. And then Mick West is like, here's a comparison of the moon phases. February 1st matches. January 31st does not, right? So left side, you have Chris's moon. Right side, you have Mick West's moon. And in the middle, you have what the actual moon was that night. So they're basically saying which one of these matches up, right? They're saying the right side matches up and Chris Bledsoe's does not match. At least that's what they're saying, right? That's what people are saying. So I don't know. Sound like Trump. That's what people are saying. You know, you decide for yourself. Let me know what you think in the comments. Is that the ISS, or did Chris get confused and, you know, or is it something else? Now, for comparison's sake, I have this video of the actual ISS confirmed going in front of the moon. You can see it right here. But the moon is much darker in this than Chris Bledsoe's video. That's the problem, right? So it's all lit up. But the shape is kind of the same. That's what's interesting about it.
Today's the 31st of January. Come on, stay with it.
All right, to be fair, let's watch Chris Bledsoe's video one more time.
Gotta get my camera stabilized. Today's the 31st of January. Come on, stay with it. There you go. There it is, coming.
All right, y'all decide for yourself. I'll put links in the description. We'll see you on the next video. Remember, every day is a gift, y'all. Peace.
I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in the cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep.